Ahí lo tiene Maradona, lo marcan dos, pisa la pelota Maradona, arranca por la derecha el genio del fútbol mundial, y deja el tonto y va a tocar para Borruchaga siempre Maradona, genio, genio, genio,
I was lucky enough to have the momentum and to see that the English weren't going to stop me. No one was going to stop me, not even Tyson. And just as I was going to shoot, I saw Shilton covering the whole goal like this. So I gave it a little touch, feinted, he went to ground, and I stuck it in.
That moment had a great symbolic value for us. And Maradona was transformed into this great patriotic leader, comparable to the national heroes of our independence.
Argentina went on to a semi-final against Belgium, and there was more brilliance from Maradona. With 2 goals, he put Argentina into the World Cup final once again. And there was no doubt who West Germany would fear most in the final.
Maradona had such power that he could influence a match just by his presence, which would destabilize our opponents. He had this power that intimidated the opposition.
So another moment of truth in the career of Diego Maradona. The score stood at 2-2 when Maradona put Jorge Borruchaga through for the winning goal. Argentina were world champions once again. But this time it was Maradona who'd led and inspired them. The crowning moment of a brilliant career.
It's a unique feeling. As a footballer, you can have a lot of cups in your hands, but to have the World Cup is something that every player dreams of. It's a beautiful thing, a unique thing. It's beautiful.
1986, the year when the World Cup was decided more than any other by the presence of one man, Diego Maradona.
In 1986 was his finest hour, where he showed everything he had.
Without Diego, we would not have won that World Cup. Without him, it couldn't have been the creative team that it was.
Technically, he was the most perfect player in the history of football.
Back at Napoli, though, there were trophies to be won and challenges to face up to.
So I asked Fellaino, the president, for players who could help us beat the northern teams. So I chose the players and made us stronger. And at that point, I started to raise the flag for the south of Italy. Juventus came down and we won 1-0 and sent the old lady away. Milan came down with Sacchi and we won 3-1. And when we won our first Scudetto, they said, "What's going on?" We won the UEFA Cup, a Coppa Italia. We won a lot of things at Napoli.
It was a situation that suited Maradona perfectly. He was the hero of Napoli.
For the fans and Maradona, it wasn't just a game of football. It was a way of correcting an injustice from the rest of Italy. And so they felt a lot for him, and they were very proud of their team back then.
That love for Maradona would be tested when the World Cup came to Italy in 1990. Victories against Brazil and Yugoslavia put Argentina through to a semi-final against Italy, which was played in Naples. Maradona wanted the Neapolitans to expose the north-south divide and support Maradona's Argentina ahead of Italy.
When we came up against the Italians, as captain of Argentina, I said that the Italians would ask for the support of the people of Napoli for one day, and for the other 364 days, they'll call us Africans. And they went mad. They just went loco.
For the Neapolitans, Maradona wasn't an Argentinian. He was one of them, so that caused a few problems.
Who knows whether the mind games unbalanced the Italians, but as controversy raged, Maradona was calm enough to score a crucial penalty in the shootout that put Argentina into the final. In the Olympic Stadium in Rome, Maradona led his Argentinian side into a second consecutive World Cup final. His mixture of passion and skill was one of the few high points of a disappointing final. But in the end, Franz Beckenbauer's Germany were too strong for Argentina. A penalty from Andreas Bremer 5 minutes from time was enough to take the World Cup away from Argentina. And one of the abiding memories of that World Cup were the tears of Maradona. But far worse was to come. Maradona's lifestyle had become increasingly chaotic. In 1991, he tested positive for cocaine and received a worldwide 15-month ban. The pressure had finally caught up with the superstar.
It's very difficult to be Maradona. The pressure he lives under. No one in the history of football has had to go through that.
Maradona's life is made up of deaths and resurrections. He's fallen down and then he's got back on his feet, in a symbolic sense, but also in real life.
So Maradona, the man who'd once ruled the world of football, was now an outsider to the game he loved. He managed to come back with Sevilla in 1992. Then Argentina needed their talisman for the World Cup in 1994, which was held in the United States. And once again, Diego answered his country's call.
I lost nearly 16 kilos. I cut myself off from my family, running 16 kilometers per hour on the treadmill.
So for the third time, Maradona led his country into the final stages of a World Cup. It all started well against Greece. But was everything really so well with Maradona? The celebrations didn't last long. Before the group stage was out, he tested positive for ephedrine, a banned substance, and Maradona was sent home.
They treated me very brutally, but, well, that was it. I had to pay. So I took the responsibility, and all those sacrifices came to nothing. But I think that if that hadn't happened in the 1994 World Cup, then we would have been world champions.
Maradona did return to Boca for a short spell, where he was given a hero's welcome, but his playing days were coming to an end. The scandals may have cast a shadow over his career, but Diego was still the idol of Argentina. Without football, though, Maradona couldn't cope with the pressure of his fame. His sporadic addictions to drugs and alcohol took their toll, and the hero of Argentina nearly died in a Buenos Aires hospital in 2001.
I'd reached rock bottom. I nearly died. I was at the lowest point a man could fall to. Dalma and Janina saved me. Dalma, because she told me when I was in a terminal coma that Janina had said that I had to live for her. And when I heard that, it really hit home.
A fully recovered Maradona went on to become the national coach of Argentina.
I reinvented myself as a man. I came off drugs, and now I'm the national team manager. You can't ask for more than that in life. And I think that God has given me another chance, which I've got to take.
The life of Diego Maradona. As a child, he was plucked from obscurity. He went on to become arguably the best ever. An extraordinary life that was made possible by an even more extraordinary talent.
It's been fantastic. I think that I've been through wonderful and terrible things, and now that I have my grandson, I'm the happiest man in the world.